Welcome to the fifth step on our way to create our own AI influencer. And in this step, we will create the body image of our AI influencer. So basically the goal is to create the body and later we will transform the face we created before onto that body. This is my personal method, my favorite method of creating an AI influencer. Other people also work with a method where you don't have to change the face and you immediately get the correct face. I also tested these processes and in my opinion, my way works better because I can guarantee that the face will always look the same and very similar. And this is very important for AI influencers because even if you use the method where you get very close to the perfect face on each image, most of the time you still have to do a face swap to get a perfect result. So in my opinion, it's better to start with the body, ignore the face, and then do two face swaps to get to a perfect result. So that's why I suggest this way. But after the course, you get an idea of all the methods and steps I do, and maybe you can create your own version, your own style out of these tools I give you. Okay, so don't take this as like the only possible way. It's more like a toolbox you can use in the future to create your own style. But exactly how we do it here is my personal style and how I do it for my clients for who I create AI influencers. Okay, that being said, let's jump on the screen and have a look on the tool which we will use to create the body image. So here we are at my screen and I'm already on the website of Tensor Art. Tensor Art is a browser-based image tool which allows us to create highly realistic AI images, and I really like the interface and everything. So I have a pro account which allows me to select more settings and create more images at a time, but you can also create a free account here, test the whole thing, and still you will be able to follow all I show you here. So you don't have to buy the pro account right away, which is not even expensive. But anyway, so that being said, let's have a look at the platform. I'm already logged in to Tensor Art because I have a pro account and I created images before. But if you don't have an account yet, you have to click on that button here and this will allow you to create an account. In the beginning, it will be a free account and later you still can transform it into a pro account, which gives you more freedom, more settings and more credits to create more images. But as I said, you can start with a free account, which is totally fine. And when you're logged in, the next thing you would do is click here on Erstellen or Generate in English. So you click here and then you come to this site. As I'm frequently using that platform, there are already images I created. So for you, this would be totally empty. Then you click here on the left on text to build, which will be text to image. So this is what we are using because we start with a prompt and then we want to have an image. And the first thing we will do is enter here our prompt and our negative prompt. So we go back to the presentation you have seen earlier and I copy my prompt. We put this in here. And as I mentioned earlier, the variable part of the prompt, we will also copy and put it in afterwards. So now our prompt is entered. We go back and we also select our negative prompt and we also copy this here in the lower part, which is for the negative prompt. You see that this is a different color. It's slightly gray and this is more white color. Good. Then I selected 4 images, 4 Bilder in German. And if you don't have a pro account, you can only generate 2 at a time, but it's still working. On the left side, there's already a base model selected as I use this platform frequently. But if there's no base model selected because you just start out, you click here and then you would type in here lazy mix. That's again the base model we use for these images. and then you click on that model. And then the program will ask you if it is okay or if you want to apply the suggesting settings of the provider of this model. And I highly recommend click use the settings in Volles verwenden in German. So we click here and then the settings are already perfect and we don't have to do anything. Besides to that, we have here the opportunity to select aspect ratio. I take the square aspect ratio, and down here we even can select the upscaler, which will define the final resolution of the image. If you have a pro account, you can go up to 4 times, which will create a huge image. But if you have the free account, you can go, I think, to a maximum of 1.5 or 2, which will create an image of 1280 times 1280. Oof, difficult word. Okay, so this is everything you need to know here regarding the settings. Everything else is already selected by the provider, and we tick that mark, that checkbox, so we have all the settings perfect. And now that we selected everything, we hit here generate, and here you see how much it will cost us. It's 12 credits. I, for example, have 9,510 credits, and I think every day you get 100 credits for free. Good. We click here, and then we have to wait until our images are produced. This can take several minutes. If there's a lot of traffic on the site, sometimes it takes like 5 minutes or more, but most of the time it's quite rapid. Good. Now we wait and then I will come back to you. Good, welcome back. Our images are created now. One is still missing, I don't know why. Oh, now we have it. And sometimes, yeah, this takes a little bit longer, but now we have our images. Let's have a look. As you can see, I used the same prompt before, so the images are quite similar and they look very, very nice. This is perfect in front of this nice fire here. This as well looks more sporty. Here we have like a very nice cozy living room as I wrote it into the prompt. And on the last one, let's have a look. Yeah, she's sitting on the couch. Really, really nice. And I really like this realism of this base model. That's why I suggest it, because it looks like a real photo. Good. We could use any of these images, but I will go on with that image I created earlier because I already tested everything with that, and I also created an ebook using exactly that image. So it makes sense that we also work with that image in our course here. You can just click with the right key here on the mouse and you can save it. And I think I already saved it in my download folder. Yeah, here it is. We don't have to do this again, but that's it for that lecture. As you can see, if you change now the variable part of your prompt, like the end of it, exactly that part, you could basically generate whatever image of our AI influencer. And that's the nice part of this method, because we don't have to focus at this point on the face. For example, if you compare these two images, the face look very different. But it's not a big deal because we will change it anyway. And that's why I like this method so much. So we can mess around here with the prompt, put the influencer in whatever scene we want, and later we can take care of the face. So this is how it works. This is how I do it. And you can try it out as well. Good. That's it for the lection. We see us in the next lection.